Get ready, tech enthusiasts. The pace of innovation is absolutely breakneck, and you need to stay ahead. We've got a packed show with updates that will redefine your digital world. First up, a seismic shift in the AI landscape as Apple explores a groundbreaking partnership that could change how you interact with your devices forever. We're talking about the potential integration of Google's Gemini into the heart of Siri. Next, we're diving deep into the environmental impact of our digital lives. How is Google tackling the massive energy demands of AI, and what does it mean for the climate? We've got the exclusive data that everyone's talking about. And finally, we wrap up with a critical look at Apple's AI strategy and the massive implications for the future of personal assistants. You won't want to miss these insights. Stick around. Apple explores Google Gemini to power revamped Siri in AI catch-up effort. Apple's AI ambition meets Google's Gemini in a potential Siri revolution. In a move signaling a significant pivot in its artificial intelligence strategy, Apple is reportedly in preliminary discussions with Google to integrate the tech giant's Gemini AI models into a revamped Siri. This potential collaboration comes as Apple seeks to close the perceived gap in generative AI capabilities against its major rivals. The Wall Street Journal, citing sources familiar with the matter, reports that Apple has approached Google to explore the possibility of building a custom AI model that could power the next iteration of Siri. This new AI assistant is slated to be a core component of Apple's upcoming operating system updates, expected to be unveiled next year. The discussions are in their nascent stages, with Apple still evaluating various avenues, including developing its own in-house AI solutions or forging strategic partnerships with external AI leaders. Beyond Google, Apple has also reportedly held exploratory talks with OpenAI, the creators of ChatGPT, and Anthropic, the company behind the Claude chatbot. This multi-pronged approach suggests Apple is leaving no stone unturned in its quest to enhance Siri's intelligence, personalization, and overall functionality. The development of a custom AI model for Siri is seen as a critical step in Apple's broader AI strategy, aiming to transform the voice assistant from a basic command taker into a more intuitive and proactive AI companion. Sources indicate that Apple is currently running an internal bake-off between different AI models, testing both its proprietary, Linwood, project and external solutions like Glenwood. The potential integration of Google's Gemini is particularly noteworthy, given the existing deep commercial ties between Apple and Google, which includes Google paying billions annually to be the default search engine on Apple devices. Such a partnership could further solidify this relationship, but might also invite increased antitrust scrutiny. The report also highlights internal shifts within Apple's AI division, with key architects reportedly departing for competitors like Meta. Despite these challenges, Apple continues to invest in its own AI infrastructure, including testing a trillion-parameter AI system, though it still lags behind industry leaders. The timeline for a significantly upgraded Siri remains uncertain, with some speculation pointing towards a launch in spring 2026, allowing ample time for development and integration. User impact. This potential partnership could lead to a dramatically smarter Siri, offering users more advanced AI-driven features and a more seamless experience across their Apple devices. But what does this mean for the energy consumption of our increasingly AI-driven world? Next, we're diving into Google's own efforts to quantify and reduce the climate footprint of its AI. What to know about Google's AI climate footprint? Google reveals its AI's carbon cost and its ambitious efficiency roadmap. As AI becomes more integrated into everyday online activities, its environmental impact is a growing concern. Google has released data on the energy consumption and carbon emissions of its AI-powered searches, detailing significant efficiency gains. Google has provided new figures regarding the environmental cost of its AI services, specifically focusing on its Gemini AI tool. According to the company's data, an average search query using Gemini consumes 0.24 watt-hours of energy and emits 0.03 grams of carbon dioxide equivalent. For perspective, Google equates this to watching about 9 seconds of television. What's particularly striking is Google's claim of remarkable efficiency improvements over the past year. The company states that energy consumption per query has decreased by approximately 97%, while carbon emissions per query have dropped by 98%. These figures are attributed to a combination of strategies aimed at reducing the energy footprint of its operations. One key element is Google's commitment to renewable energy. The company has been aggressively signing contracts for clean power, securing 8 gigawatts of renewable energy capacity last year alone, which is comparable to the output of 2,400 utility-scale wind turbines. Furthermore, Google is investing in future clean energy technologies, including nuclear fusion. However, a significant portion of the efficiency gains comes from advancements within its AI ecosystem itself, rather than solely from energy infrastructure. Google has developed its own custom AI chips, known as tensor processing units, TPUs, which have seen substantial improvements in efficiency. The company reports that these TPUs have become around 30 times more efficient since 2018. Alongside hardware improvements, Google has also optimized its AI models to reduce the computational power required for processing queries. This includes implementing techniques that allow for more efficient data crunching. Additionally, Google has introduced programs to manage data center demand by shifting operations to times when the electricity grid is less stressed. It's important to note that these figures primarily apply to text-based queries, which are less energy-intensive than other AI functions like image, audio, or video generation. The figures also do not include the energy costs associated with training AI models, which are considerably higher and more challenging to quantify accurately. The ongoing challenge for Google and the broader tech industry is to ensure that efficiency gains keep pace with the rapidly increasing demand for AI services. The company's progress in reducing its AI's climate footprint is a critical factor for the future of energy consumption and climate policy, influencing significant investments in the power sector. User impact. These disclosures shed light on the environmental considerations of AI usage, prompting discussions about sustainable technology practices and the future of energy demand. But how does this massive AI push affect the devices we use every day? Stay tuned as we explore another potential AI game-changer for your favorite devices. Apple may use Google Gemini to power AI Siri revamp, report says ahead of iPhone 17 launch. Apple's Siri revamp could get a major boost from Google's Gemini AI. Reports suggest Apple is in talks with Google to integrate Gemini AI into its next-generation Siri, potentially marking a significant shift in its AI strategy and a deepening of its existing partnership. Apple is reportedly in discussions with Google about leveraging the company's powerful Gemini artificial intelligence models to enhance its long-awaited Siri overhaul. This potential collaboration, as detailed by Bloomberg, could represent a pivotal moment for Apple's AI development, as it explores outsourcing some of its AI capabilities rather than relying solely on its in-house technology. Sources close to the matter indicate that Apple initiated conversations with Google to develop a customized AI model specifically designed to run on Apple servers, particularly within its private cloud compute infrastructure. In response, Google has allegedly begun training a version of Gemini tailored for this purpose. While these discussions are in their preliminary stages and no definitive agreement has been reached, Apple's exploration extends to other leading AI players as well. The company has also engaged in talks with OpenAI, the creator of ChatGPT, and Anthropic, known for its Claude chatbot, evaluating their models for potential integration. Apple's internal strategy appears to involve a comparative analysis, testing both its own internally developed large language models, LLMs, and those provided by external partners. This dual approach is crucial as Apple decides whether to commit to a third-party solution or double down on its proprietary AI advancements. Craig Federighi, Apple's senior vice president of software engineering, has previously hinted at the scale of the upcoming Siri upgrade, describing it as an end-to-end revamp that will unlock advanced AI features like deep personalization. This enhanced Siri is envisioned as a cornerstone of Apple Intelligence, the company's new suite of AI-powered tools expected with iOS 18, aiming to transform Siri into a truly adaptive AI companion. Initially, Apple seemed inclined towards a partnership with Anthropic, but cost considerations reportedly led them to broaden their search, bringing Google and OpenAI into contention. The potential inclusion of Google's Gemini is particularly significant given the existing, multi-billion-dollar search deal between the two tech giants. A deeper integration through Siri could amplify this interdependence, while also potentially raising new antitrust concerns. Industry analysts anticipate that the LLM-powered Siri might not be ready for launch until spring 2026, allowing Apple ample time to meticulously select and refine the best AI model, whether internal or external, to ensure optimal performance and user experience. This measured approach aligns with Apple's core philosophy of prioritizing user data security and seamless functionality. User impact. Users can anticipate a significantly more intelligent and responsive Siri, capable of understanding complex commands and providing personalized assistance across their Apple ecosystem. But what about the broader implications for AI development and competition? We'll look at how this strategic move positions Apple in the rapidly evolving AI landscape. Apple explores Google Gemini to power revamped Siri in AI catch-up effort. Apple is eyeing Google Gemini for a Siri overhaul to accelerate its AI progress. Apple is reportedly in early talks with Google to integrate Gemini AI into Siri, a move that could significantly bolster Apple's generative AI capabilities and address its perceived lag behind competitors. In a strategic maneuver to enhance its artificial intelligence offerings, Apple Inc. is reportedly exploring the integration of Alphabet Inc.'s Gemini AI models into a revamped version of its virtual assistant, Siri. According to a report from Bloomberg, which cited individuals familiar with the matter, Apple has approached Google to discuss the development of a custom AI model that could potentially power Siri's next generation. This move is seen as a critical step in Apple's ongoing effort to catch up in the competitive field of generative AI, where rivals like Google and OpenAI have established a strong presence. The discussions are described as preliminary, with Apple yet to finalize its strategy, weighing options between developing its own advanced AI models or collaborating with external partners. Alongside Google, Apple has also held conversations with OpenAI and Anthropic, evaluating their respective AI technologies, such as ChatGPT and Claude, for potential use in Siri. This exploration is part of a broader initiative within Apple to significantly upgrade Siri's functionality, aiming to make it more personalized and capable of handling complex tasks. Internally, Apple is reportedly conducting a comparative assessment, often referred to as a bake-off, between its own AI development projects, codenamed Linwood, and external AI models under the codename Glenwood. The potential partnership with Google is particularly noteworthy due to the existing deep commercial relationship between the two technology giants. Google pays Apple billions of dollars annually to maintain its position as the default search engine on iPhones and other Apple devices. A collaboration on Siri would further intertwine their businesses, though it could also attract heightened scrutiny from antitrust regulators, including the U.S. Department of Justice, which is already examining the search deal. The report also touches upon internal dynamics within Apple's AI teams, noting the departure of key personnel and concerns about the company's ability to keep pace with AI advancements. Despite these challenges, Apple is continuing to invest in its internal AI capabilities, including the testing of a massive trillion-parameter AI system. The timeline for the launch of an AI-enhanced Siri remains somewhat fluid, with speculation suggesting it might arrive as early as next year or potentially in spring 2026 to allow for thorough integration and testing. Apple's CEO, Tim Cook, has emphasized the company's commitment to excelling in AI, and this potential partnership with Google could be a key component of that strategy. User impact. This potential integration could lead to a significantly more intelligent and context-aware Siri, offering a more powerful and personalized user experience across Apple's product ecosystem. But with all this AI advancement, what's the environmental cost? We'll investigate Google's approach to the carbon footprint of AI in our next segment. And that's a wrap on today's essential tech updates. Apple is eyeing Google Gemini for Siri, Google is tackling its AI climate footprint, and the race for AI dominance continues. Stay ahead of the curve with ChatGPT Insights. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and follow us on all socials so you never miss an update. We'll see you next time.